All right, welcome back to another episode of the KarterKast. I'm your host, Karter Baughan. Super Bowl Props Show. With me as always, all season long, we've made it, guys, to the last game. It's Dylan, it's Connor, it's myself. We're just a quick moment of silence for football being over. Like, this is it, guys. We have this pod, and we have a recap pod, which the recap pods are great. I love the recap pods, obviously, but they don't hit the same as the previews.
No.
And this is our last one. This is our last one for football. Rest in peace to football until the recap show. It's very sad, but it's Super Bowl Props Show. Like I said, the last 5 episodes, this is one of my favorite episodes of the year, if not my favorite. I love this episode. I love the Super Bowl. I'm so excited. Connor and Dylan here, like I said before. Let's talk about our friends at SeatGeek real quick, though, before we get into today's show.
Let's do it.
Dylan, what code can I use to get $20 off my first purchase at SeatGeek?
Oh, gosh. KarterKast?
Yeah. How do you spell it?
There you go. It's easy as that. It's KarterKast. Great seats. Can I say something about SeatGeek?
Go ahead.
This is off the script. I love how you can see the view from the seat. So you're looking at tickets, you tap on it, you can see, oh, I want to buy this ticket. This is going to be my view. I love it. I bought tickets recently to see water parks in Pittsburgh the first weekend of March. And just because of that, I'm going to try to throw in as many water park song title references as I can this episode.
Oh, there you go. I'm going to use it for Hornets Jazz, and then I know multiple people. I know someone using it for the Wizards Cavs tomorrow night. Why would you go to that? But if you do, go to SeatGeek. Download the SeatGeek app today. Use promo code KarterKast, KarterKast, for $20 off your first purchase. Go to SeatGeek.com or download the SeatGeek app today. Let's get into the show right now. This is it, guys. Super Bowl Props Show. Let's start off. Let's do a preview of the game, and then we'll get into silly props, and you know the whole 9 yards if you've been here before. If you haven't been here before, we preview the game, and then we talk about all the ridiculous props, the Gatorade colors, national anthem, the coin toss. I'm the coin toss guy, it seems like, on this show. Put an irresponsible amount of money on the coin toss every year, and I don't know where I'm going this year, so we'll get into that. But let's start off. The Niners, Chiefs, in Vegas. Hold up. Called the Super Bowl, by the way. I did call the Super Bowl. People are always like, Peter Schrager, he's so smart. He called the Chiefs 4 out of the 5 years. I did call this. I did call the Super Bowl, and I did call the college football national champion. So, I mean, come on. Bad day for the cast doesn't know ball, people. It's 49ers -2, over under 47.5. Dylan, start us off. Games in Vegas.
Rooting interest 100% the 49ers. Can we all agree? Why do you say that?
I'm surprised.
You're not done with the Chiefs? You're not done with the Chiefs?
I don't think it's a consensus rooting. I don't care. To be honest, I don't care. Financially, we'll get into that, but I'm in the Niners financially due to my future, but the rooting interest, I could care less.
You are not praying for the downfall of Mahomes and company?
No, not at all. I like watching Mahomes. I love Andy Reid. I like Mahomes a lot. I don't care about Travis Kelce. I'm not a Travis Kelce hater or fan or by any means. I think, Dylan, I can't believe you're saying this too, because you're a Taylor Swift person too. You're a Swiftie.
I like Taylor. Shout out to the new album coming out. As we were watching, I don't hate the Chiefs, but I am over them. And
that's fair.
I'm over the Travis Justin. Yes, it's fair.
No, why is it fair?
Because it's been shoved down our throats for the whole year. You have Justin Tucker trying to warm up for the AFC Championship game, and Travis is just over there throwing stuff willy-nilly like he owns the place. Here's the thing. You want to choose where you warm up? How about you get home field advantage, buddy? All right? How about you get the 1 seed and you play at home and you can choose where you warm up? But until then, if you're going to Baltimore, you don't get to choose where you warm up. Justin Tucker's been warming up there every single time. I don't know if he's
won. They went in there and won in Baltimore too.
I don't care. Did you see the clip where Patrick or Travis said, "I've been warming up in the same spot in Baltimore for the last 3 years or whatever"? You're in Baltimore. I'm over the Chiefs stuff. I like Taylor. Shout out Taylor. I'm glad she's going to be there. Talk about practice. I want the 49ers to win, right? As terms of rooting, I want the 49ers to win. Who do I think is going to win? I am not breaking any news here. The Chiefs, all regular season, had their struggles. They fumbled away games. They dropped away games. They had all of their issues. Their defense looked great pretty much the whole season. Their offense, iffy with the drops. They picked it up in the offseason. The question is, what Chiefs team are we going to see in the Super Bowl? Are we going to see the regular season or are we going to see the postseason? It all comes down to a bigger problem we need to solve. What's their average? What's their mean? What is their average performance? Is it with the drops, or have they been overperforming in the playoffs, or is it vice versa? With that being said, I'll wrap this up. I think the 49ers take care of business. I really do. I think overall they have more weapons. Their defense, I never thought I would have said this 4 years ago. I think that the Chiefs' defense is better. Normally I side with the better defense, but the 49ers offensively just have so many options that, I understand we can have a conversation about Brock Purdy, but you have Deebo Samuel, you have McCaffrey, you have all of these. Ayuk has been a star in the playoffs. We have all of these options to where the Chiefs, Pacheco, great running back, Kelce, great tight end when he doesn't fumble or drop the ball like he did in the regular season. I just trust the 49ers more here.
That's interesting you trust the 49ers more here, because the 49ers have been they've been really shaky. I mean, they barely beat the Packers. They barely beat the Lions. They were down, 20? What was the score in the Lions game? 24? Down
24 points.
Yeah, I mean, they came back from that. Like, they've been the shaky team. They've been at home every game, too, and they've managed to come back in those games. I'm surprised you're saying you trust the Niners here more when the Chiefs in the playoffs have shown we should be the more trustworthy team. We took care of business on the road at Baltimore, on the road at the Bills, against a good Miami team. Yes, that was super cold and bad conditions, but a solid Miami team in your mind.
Yes, you're right. I did think that Miami team was pretty solid. I think what it comes down to, the San Francisco team, sure, you could say they've looked shaky, but when they are at their healthiest, they're one of the best teams. In these games, the Packers game, the Lions game, even, I'm a big look at the box scores, see if they got outplayed, did they get lucky or whatever. The 49ers really haven't had an instance where they've won a game and they shouldn't have, right? And now I understand you could say the Chiefs have been healthy pretty much all year and we know what to expect from them. So when you compare the two, I just think it's the 49ers that get it done. It's not like an Eagles situation where they're scraping by and getting outplayed. They're winning these games. They're just, there's a quarter, there's a half where they don't play to their best and they find themselves in a hole. Now, it's possible that happens again. Will they be able to turn it up in the second half if they get down? I don't know, but I expect the 49ers to come out hot. Like, I think maybe 17 points in the first half.
Oh, so you're saying take Niners first half team total is what you're telling the people.
I mean, hey,
if I don't hate it.
I don't know. We'll see.
This and March Madness are my most vulnerable times because you can talk me into any bet. Like you can be like, hey, Karter, by the way, national anthem's going, take the alternate line over 2 minutes and 45 seconds. Reba's going way over.
No, Reba.
Yeah, all right, sounds good.
Reba's keeping this thing short. Reba's keeping it short.
Yeah, she's got places to be.
Short. But Connor, what's your play on this game?
So rooting wise, I'm with you, Dylan. It's not so much that I'm tired of the Chiefs propaganda so much. It's more that I want Christian McCaffrey to win one. I like Steve Wilkes. I want him to win one. George Kittle, I have no problem with him. Brock Purdy, great story. Like, so many guys on the 49ers, Deebo Samuel, I feel like I wouldn't mind seeing them win a Super Bowl. It's not like, I could not stand Tom Brady and Belichick. And every year they won, I would just be like, oh my God, not again. Especially that Atlanta year. I was like, this is ridiculous. As far as the actual game goes, I think I lean the Niners here too. I think you're right. I was leaning Niners ever since the line dropped, ever since the NFL dropped the line, and then Taylor Swift won Album of the Year for the fourth time. She broke the record held by Frank Sinatra and Stevie Wonder, and she broke the record, and I was like, you know what? It just seems like she doesn't lose. So that genuinely was like, oh my God, is it going to be one of those storybook fairy tale BS? Like, we're going to learn about this in the damn history books. But the more I think about it, you're right about the Niners. The weapons, they're going to come out firing. They're going to come out hot. Shanahan's going to cook something up for the first half scheme. I love the Niners here. I think they win. And this will be I bet the Chiefs against the Bills. But since then, I've been fading Mahomes. I like the Niners here. And that's scary to say. It's scary to fade Mahomes in a big game like this. But this is not the same Chiefs team that we've seen in years past.
With that being
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Carter. Oh, with that being said, we can use this as a segue into your take, Carter. I think if you see the 49ers get out quick and you're invested in the 49ers full game, I think there will be an opportunity to hop on Kansas City after the first half if you think that the 49ers will collapse. Because we talked about how, there have been the last 2 playoff games, they haven't put together 4 quarters of good football. So if they come out hot and you think, oh, this isn't going to be sustainable, me personally, I will probably take the Chiefs if the 49ers get out quick in the first half.
I've never been less confident in a Super Bowl pick this year. So if you don't know, I have my Niners future. It was like, 20 to win 300 or something like that on a bonus bet that I used preseason back in August. I also have the Chiefs 10 to 1. It wins like $100, whatever. I'm not going to bet aside because I don't have to anymore. But if I'm making a pick in this game, it goes back to the Ravens game. My mind tells me take the Ravens. They have the better defense. They're at home. Everything works out. But then my heart just goes, you can't bet against Mahomes in the playoffs. I think that we talked about this last year with the Eagles team. I think it's a very similar matchup to last year in the Eagles. And it matters being there before. It really matters being there before and having done it. The only time the Chiefs have lost in the Super Bowl was to the Bucs. And guess Tom Brady had been there more than anybody else. That matters so much in these games. You're uncomfortable. You're nervous. The pressure is so magnified in this game, and Mahomes knows it. He feels it. This Chiefs team, everybody on this Chiefs team has been there before, except who? Rashee Rice. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this would be my rebuttal to that. I would argue the Ravens should have won that game. They got away from the run game. They got away from what they wanted to do. That Ravens defense shut the Chiefs out. They had 0 points in the second half.
Yeah,
and they lost that game.
Yeah, but it's a 2 half. You got to play the first half too.
I'm saying it wasn't on the. Didn't make me feel great about the Chiefs' offense. Like the Niners, they're not going to get away from what they do well. They have too many weapons to stray away from Christian McCaffrey or stray away from Debo, like the Ravens stray away from the run game.
Not come out in these games, and they've had. Look, we talked about the Lions having an easy path to the NFC title game. Look at the Niners; they got to play the Packers and the Lions. I don't think it gets much easier than that going to the Super Bowl, and they barely won those games. I mean, they had to pull out miracles to win those games. So I don't feel great about them either.
But do you not? It almost gets to the point where it's like you have to pick and choose what you want to carry over week to week because now they're in the Super Bowl. This is one game. I think one game for the rest of your life.
Yeah, and in one game, who are you taking? You taking Mahomes or are you taking the Niners? I think that's what it comes down to.
Well,
and how do you not trust Mahomes in this spot?
I don't even know if it's not a matter of not trusting Mahomes, right? Because during the regular season, I bet on the Chiefs, and it's not like Mahomes wasn't the problem. I'm not coming out here and saying that Mahomes is going to throw for 180 yards and have 3 interceptions, but we've seen all regular season that this team is prone to drops. They're prone to stupid mistakes. And yes, they've played great the last 2 or 3. They played great in the playoffs. Are we going to see more of that, or are we going to see what we saw in the regular season? We know they're capable of it. And we know with the 49ers, when they're fully healthy, they win games. The only time they lost games this year was when they were not fully healthy. That's where it comes down to me. It's a bet also on the Chiefs not performing the same way they have the last 3 weeks.
I think, and I don't disagree with you there. Like I said, I don't feel confident in this at all, but I think it's crazy to say, I love the Niners, this, that, and that about the Niners when you're dismissing the Chiefs and dismissing the Niners' flaws. And the other thing, too, is the Niners game that worries me is that Ravens game early on in the season because I think the Ravens defense and the Chiefs defense are probably the most comparable in the NFL. And Brock Purdy couldn't handle. I mean, he got benched in that game. He got benched against the Ravens. And it wasn't a C.J. Stroud benching. It was a legit benching.
He did get hit.
Now, can you refresh my memory there? Because I know they got blown out. When did he get benched?
It was the fourth quarter. It was when the game was out of reach.
He took a hit with 8 minutes left.
But you got benched in a negative way. He got benched in a negative way.
But you're pulling a Dylan and saying a guy got benched when the game situation implies that you should probably bench your starting quarterback.
Yeah, but
you're no better than I am.
No, but that's because he played so bad. C.J. Stroud got benched because he played so well.
To be fair, Purdy took a hit. They were evaluating him for a concussion, and then he was cleared to return, but the game was out of reach.
But then fine. Yeah. But guess what the conversation was at halftime? Should we bring in Sam Darnold? Guess what the conversation was at halftime of the Packers game? Should we bring in Sam Darnold? It was even the conversation at the Lions game. This matter, and the Chiefs defense is what? The second best defense in the NFL this season? The first? They're top 3, right?
Carter, who was having these conversations during
Twitter? It was Twitter. It was Twitter. I'm not saying it was a genuine conversation, but I'm saying it was brought up. The fact that it was brought up, there's never in a million years you're never going to see, oh, should Mahomes get benched in this spot? Even
let's see Chad Henne here.
Well, I'll tell you what. When Kansas City loses the Super Bowl, I'm going to tweet out something about the Chiefs firing Andy Reid, and let's go on the recap show and say there were conversations about Andy Reid getting fired.
I like that. Yeah, I like that.
We can make our own narrative.
Yeah. There we go.
We're going to start the
Panthers?
Belichick to Kansas City. There's a reason Belichick didn't have a job yet. He's waiting on Kansas City to open up.
And Andy Reid to the Panthers.
There we go.
Dave Canales to offensive coordinator.
I would say this about the Chiefs, Carter. It's not so much that I think I can speak for Dylan here too. I don't think we're dismissing Mahomes so much as we are questioning the rest of the team as far as like, I'm not willing to bet on these Chiefs receivers. Rashee Rice has been great, but he's a first-year guy. Marquez Valdes-Scantling, Sky Moore, Justin Watson, all these guys, inconsistent. If Pacheco can't get it going on the ground and they're consistently getting pressure up front on that Niners front that has been underwhelming, but if they can get pressure on Mahomes, where's he going to go? You cover Kelce in the middle of the field, then you're relying on these receivers to make plays. And I trust the Niners' weapons and Purdy to hit them in stride a lot more than I trust these receivers not to screw up for Mahomes.
But, Dylan, didn't you say that you think the Chiefs' defense is better than the Niners' defense, correct?
I would agree with that, yeah. I think that's true.
I would too.
But doesn't that scare you what we saw against the Ravens in the regular season? I mean, Purdy looked so out of – when he's gone against these difficult defenses, these elite defenses, he's looked out of sorts. And that was a home game.
You got to think, there's a reason he's their starting
quarterback. You watched the game, Dylan. Would you use the
No, I did not. I did not.
That's pathetic.
Do you know? Christmas. We talked about Christmas, it. Do you know why I didn't? Yeah. Okay. All right. Oblos.
I forgot that was the Christmas game.
Christmas night game. Yes, I watched the day games.
Yay, Eagles Giants.
We got to be careful with that. What was the one before that? That was the middle date. That was the middle game.
Chiefs Raiders.
Yeah, that was a big day. That was a big day. Yeah, I remember that.
Was a big day for you. Yeah.
For Raiders truther Dylan Wilkerson. Raiders going to have 12 wins this year.
Ravens money line, Raiders money line. It was awesome. Big day for the R teams.
Yeah. But the one thing I will agree with on the Niners point, I know I keep contradicting myself on all of these because I literally just can't figure out what I want to pick in this game. The one thing I will say that Dylan mentioned is the Niners being healthy. I think this 2-week rest really benefits the Niners getting Deebo Samuel healthy because Deebo Samuel in this Niners lineup, when he's healthy, they're a different team. You've seen it. They went 0-3 in the regular season when he was out, correct?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Yeah.
Bingo. That's all. That tells you everything you need to know. And he was banged up clearly in that Lions game. I think this 2-week rest really benefits them too. It's so, like I said, my heart lies with Mahomes. My mind tells me take the Niners or pick the Niners. I don't know. I genuinely don't know.
There's a couple things I want to add in here. I think the feeling of not knowing is perfectly normal for a Super Bowl because it seems like no matter where you look, especially on social media, you're going to see a trend that favors the Chiefs, and then you're going to see a trend that favors the 49ers. A team that wears white is blank and Blake in the Super Bowl. Oh, but the team traveling the farthest east or farthest west is whatever. So I think that's a normal feeling, and to be honest, none of us really have an idea at this point.
Can I ask you something?
Yeah.
I think the number one reason I'm not in on picking the Chiefs might just be because 80+% of bets or whatever are all over the Chiefs. I mean, it's pros versus Joes, and whenever I'm on the Joe side of the big game, I get really scared.
I guess that question that I would be interested to hear your guys' answer. The championship games ended, and then all of a sudden we get our line for 49ers Chiefs, and it's like 2.5. All of a sudden it goes down. Chiefs get to like 1 point underdog or whatever.
-1, I think they got to -1 on some books.
Chiefs got to a favorite.
I think on ESPN.
It got down to at least like pick 'em. It was pretty even both sides.
Yeah.
So we have that normal. The normal thought process is that professional bettors usually bet early, and we have seen kind of an opposite trend where the Chiefs got bet early, and now it's going back to the 49ers. Who you think bet early, and who do you think moved it to the 49ers? Sounds like, Karter, you're saying that the pros moved it to the 49ers.
I think so. I think they did it middle of the week because I feel like the Super Bowl, everybody's excited to bet.
Yeah.
And they probably waited to see, okay, let's see how this goes. Because they moved that line quick. I mean, it was quick. And I don't... But maybe it was pro bettors. Maybe it was. I
it's
don't
tough
know. I'm probably the wrong person to ask.
I'm with you, Karter. I think it was flipped because so many people were watching the championship games. They were already on their phones. Maybe they showed an ad or something like, oh, I can bet the Super Bowl now. And they're like, oh, I get the Chiefs. Yeah. So I think you're right, Karter. Connor, do you have any input on that?
I would agree with that. And I think just the overall narrative that I've heard so many people on social media just or in passing just be like, I'm not fading Mahomes for a third week in a row.
Yeah.
Like he lost me money last week. He lost me money against the Bills. I'm just not going to pick against Mahomes. And I can't argue that. I will not sit here and say you're wrong for doing that, but I'm going to put my balls on the table and do that. That's just what's going to happen.
What if I just did Niners plus 7.5, Chiefs plus 7.5 teaser?
Oh, so
I like
for it to be, I don't hate that.
Yeah.
One score game.
Yeah, one score game.
If you guys had to lean on a total here, you think an over-under?
Under, baby, under. Big game? Are you serious?
I think I'm with you. I think I'm with you on that.
I don't know. It's a stay away for me.
I'm saying under, but we're gonna get to score predictions, and it's not even gonna be close to under. Because I already know what I already know what it is in my head.
We're getting the views, baby. Everybody line up. Not for nothing. Joe Tooney is not going to play in this game, and the Niners front has been very disappointing. If the Niners can get pressure by only rushing 4, I think that'll be a big difference. That's something I would look out for. Is if Mahomes really doesn't have time, what's he going to do?
We'll have to see if Ohio State grad Chase Young actually wants to put out full effort, because we saw lackluster effort.
Yeah.
We saw it in the.
Did you see someone put $600 on him to win MVP?
Might as well flush it down the toilet. They don't
do it to charity.
I think it was Yace Chung that put it in.
I think it was Ohio State 99 graduate.
Yeah, Chase Young Sr.
Bucknut 69.
Yeah.
Ryan Day Lover.
Yeah, there we go. There we go. We got there. We ended up getting there. Yeah, I don't know.
Could have been, what's that college receiver got suspended? Butte or Booty? It's probably him.
Keyshawn Booty.
It's probably him. Yeah, if we're being honest, he's got money.
I want to throw in there as we. I don't know if we're wrapping up our actual analysis or not, but the games that the 49ers did lose when they played good defenses, they were the games without Debo. So you have the Browns, probably the second best defense they played, 17-19 they lost. And then the next week they played the Vikings, whose defense took a huge step up. And looking at their schedule, might be the third best defense they've played. They lost 17-22. That was another game without Debo. So I see what you're saying with the Ravens.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
But it is an unfair point, because you could literally pinpoint to the Chiefs game that earlier that day on Christmas and be like, well, how come they didn't beat the Raiders at home?
Yeah, it's a beautiful game we analyzed. There's variance. There's lots of stuff can happen.
Yeah,
lots of basketball.
Do you guys
college basketball's
fear
the greatest?
Do you guys fear Brock Purdy playing from behind? Would that worry you? Like if you're the Niners, you want to jump out to a lead, right?
No, not at all.
I think they will.
Me at all.
Okay, I'm just curious. Obviously, I trust Mahomes playing from behind, but
sneaky in this game. I weirdly feel the opposite. Is that
really
weird?
I would say it's weird.
Because I mean, we saw the Chiefs get out early, and they were able to hold on to that lead, and their defense is good, and Mahomes can drain that clock. I feel like Mahomes is going to have to make just ridiculous decisions and throws if they go down early, and he's going to have to overcompensate with subpar receivers.
it's just hard for me to see the Chiefs ripping off these 8-9 minute drives like they did in Baltimore. Like that is hard for me to envision in this game. In a big game like
we
this
saw the Lions in the first half. They were just pummeling them.
They were
pummeling them.
That, and I think that's like also a key for the Chiefs is to get Pacheco going early and often.
Yep.
If you can get him 10 carries in the first half and he's 3.5, 4.5 yards per carry in the first half, and you're dictating the pace of the game, that's where you want to be. Because then it doesn't fall all on Mahomes, and all of a sudden the Niners have to worry about Pacheco ripping off a 17-yard run to the left side, and then Mahomes can do a play action and cook or scramble for 25 yards on a big play. Like that's when he's at his best. When they're not one-dimensional, that's when Andy Reid really just gets in his bag.
Before we get into score predictions, I did want to say this. There was no way the NFL was going to allow this game to be Ravens-Lions. No way this game was ever going to be Ravens-Lions.
Well, I thought it was supposed to be Ravens-49ers because of the color of the logo. Yeah. Or like
stupid.
There was a TV guide somewhere that said the Super Bowl between the Ravens and the 49ers. Wait a second. Hold on a second. It's not possible that the TV companies just used the two odds-on favorites to be the Super Bowl participants to fill in the blank space, did they? Shout out my girl Taylor.
Nah, they would never.
Okay, that wouldn't make any sense. So I just want to clear that up.
When was that graphic released? Was it before or after Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce started dating? Because I bet it would look a lot different if it came out after that.
That's true.
The NFL knows what they need. They know that revenue needs to come in, that TV money. Because they, realistically, not even being funny anymore, you know how many people are going to watch the Super Bowl that had no interest in football just because Taylor Swift's involved?
Can I use this as a transition to get into some of our props and predictions, even though it's not an actual prop?
I don't see why not, Carter.
We will see more female cosmetic Super Bowl commercials than we ever have before. We'll see, I'm sure like Maybelline will do one. Sephora, yeah, we will see, because I do think that we're going to find that female viewership is going to be up, and that's inherently a good thing, right? As much as we like to joke about it, more people watching football, the better. But that's one of my predictions, is we are going to see at least 2, because I don't think there were any last year, female cosmetic commercials. And they're going to be the empowering ones. They're going to be the women can do anything, which they can.
I want you guys to answer this. If you're a Chiefs fan, or like, let's say we're Panthers fans, you're a Titans fan, would you welcome these new fans that really don't care about football, but only watch because Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Would you welcome that to your fan base, or would you be like, don't want a part of this? Like, how are Chiefs fans feeling? Like real Chiefs fans?
It's got to be annoying. It's got to be slightly annoying. Like if you were there during the Dwayne Bowe, Alex Smith days, and you're like, and then all of a sudden, like these 14-year-old girls are like, "Let's go Chiefs!" Right when they're good, you're just like, okay, that would piss me off a little bit. Like imagine being a Warriors fan before the Splash Brothers and all that. Like that would piss me off. And you're like,
I was
during Baron Davis. Yeah,
Kalina Azabuki.
I thought Jason Richardson was going to take this franchise to new heights.
Steven Jackson was the dude. Yeah, that's true. But I agree with you. I think it'd be a little annoying just seeing these people that deep down, it's almost like at school when these people would talk sports, and I'm just like, I know you don't know anything. I know you don't really care.
Or like any Carolina Tar Heels fan.
Yeah, of course. When we talk about that game,
you get
deep down on that game.
Saturday, right?
I can't hear anything. Can you hear anything?
No, I must have cut out. Yeah, of course.
I think the internet sucks here in North Carolina. I don't know what's going on right now.
Yeah, who knows?
Let's do score predictions real quick. Connor, go.
I'm going to say Niners 23, Chiefs 20. That is the score prediction.
Dylan.
Niners 28, Chiefs 24.
I like it.
So where I got to put my nuts on the table. Let me go. I will go 49ers 24, Chiefs 27.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
all right. There we go.
Picking Mahomes. There's our answer.
Is anybody actually excited for the halftime show?
No.
I don't care about Usher. I don't care.
I mean, I'm going to watch
two
it.
songs.
It's gonna be cool, I guess, but I'm not like freaking out.
I've never freaked. I'll be honest. I'm there for the football and food. I'm not there for the pageantry and all this. I'm here to watch football. And I'll say this, Dylan. I think you're going to get offended by this, and I'm a little nervous, but whatever. Super Bowl commercials are so overrated. So overrated.
Well, I have a bone to pick there. If you follow me on Twitter, you know I have a bone to pick because Paramount put out a beautiful commercial. Funny, topical with the Creed. Awesome. Why are we showing our Super Bowl commercials that we paid millions and millions and millions of dollars for free on Twitter? Why are we doing that? As someone that does like the Super Bowl commercials, because I'm actually working on a piece of the best Super Bowl commercials of all time, I think that it's a part of, as Brian said in very beginning of this year, it's an American thing. It's commercial. People that aren't born here think of the Super Bowl as a huge commercial thing. Commercials are a part of that. So it's like, I'm not with that. I like the commercials, but now I like the football too.
Dylan loves capitalism. Dylan loves corporate greed. Dylan wants all the money for all the commercials. Nothing for free.
There's your picture for the.
There's the thumbnail. There's the thumbnail.
There you go.
I don't care. Like, most of them aren't that funny. Most of them are stupid.
Oh, see, but that's so wrong. Like,
the Paramount one was cool, I will say.
And also, I'm sitting there like, 4,000 calories deep, sitting there like, and I'm stressed about many other things, and I can't sit there and just like, haha, yay, I love this stupid Audi commercial. Like, no, I love SeatGeek commercials if they're doing one. I love SeatGeek commercials, but I love those SeatGeek commercials though.
So you don't like the ones, the Jesus commercials? The one He Gets Us? They always air one. You're not a fan of Jesus, or?
I didn't know what that was. That one spooked me. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, so Jesus scares you?
No, well,
that's interesting.
It was because that was the one. I didn't know what that commercial was. It was just like a bunch of stuff was happening, and all of a sudden, Jesus gets us. I was very confused.
I want to break some news because we're talking about Super Bowl commercials. Bud Light recently endorsed Shane Gillis. I'm sure they always do their Clydesdales for Super Bowl commercials. Trump has just said that Anheuser-Busch and Bud Light is not a woke company. Not woke.
Any thoughts on that, Dylan? We're not commenting, but you got it.
I don't care.
Okay.
I don't drink beer. I don't drink. So they can be woke or whatever. I'm still not going to consume their stuff.
Right there with you, Dylan. Right there with you.
Swig. Swig only.
Yes. I will say, I used to enjoy Super Bowl commercials a lot more before I was introduced to the sports books, because now I'm sitting there looking at live touchdown odds, and I'm glued to the live total. Yeah, exactly.
Or the other thing is, I've seen most of these commercials, whether it be on Twitter or sometimes they just air them the week before during Tuesday night ACC college basketball.
Can I work in another take? Grammy commercials are almost as good as Super Bowl commercials. As I was watching the Grammys, I saw some new commercials, and I thought to myself, I understand there's like, if you buy a Super Bowl commercial, you don't just get a Super Bowl commercial. You have to air ads throughout the year on different things. So maybe could they have been sneaking in Super Bowl commercials in the Grammys this whole time, and no one's ever caught on because the demographics don't align?
It was on CBS, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
It's just,
it was really
the commercials during the Grammys were great. And the last thing I want to say about the commercials, you can't tell me that you don't like a Super Bowl commercial. There's like 3 different spots. Like, there was one year Tide had 3 different commercials, and they all just like kind of built a story off one another, and they aired like 30 minutes apart. Nothing?
There's been some
nothing.
Great
you don't like those?
I'll be honest. I don't remember the last Super Bowl I don't think of I think the last Super Bowl commercial I remember was the one with the kid in the Darth Vader outfit with the car keys.
Yeah.
Yes.
I remember Mountain Dew Fire and Ice, Samuel L. Jackson, Baby Peanut. You don't remember Baby Peanut?
I remember
Where's
that.
Baby Gronk? That's all
Google
I care
makes some
Baby Gronk. Google makes good ones.
Yeah, I was gonna say Google is really good at that.
They tug at those heartstrings.
Who's going to rizz up Libby Dunn during the Super Bowl?
Keep your phone on you,
Karter.
I'll keep my phone on me, Dylan. Don't worry. Super Bowl props. Let's get into it. Connor, start me off. Give the people just a Super Bowl prop real quick. Just a stupid one.
Yeah, this won't be a stupid one. I'm just going to start with the normal ones. I love Isaiah Pacheco in this game. 65 or 67.5 rushing yards, 16.5 attempts. Don't ever think it. And he's also plus 155 to lead the game in rush attempts. Chiefs get up early. They want to stick to that ground and pound game. McCaffrey's going to be involved in the pass game. But as far as leader in carries, Pacheco plus chicken, I don't hate that at all. So love his props. Also, Debo, anytime touchdown. Debo over 2.5 rush attempts. That's what I'm on this week.
Ooh, I like the Debo 2.5 rush attempts.
It's a little juiced right now. It came out like 130. I think it's up to minus 150 now, but 2.5. They're going to pull out all the stops in this game.
Debo or McCaffrey's throwing a pass in this game, right?
No.
You think? I don't know. I think it'll be more end around sweeps. Yeah, I don't know if it'll be a pass.
I think so. I think someone weirdly throws a pass in this game.
Juszczyk.
You have to be on. We all that's going to be our squad ride. We all have to take Juszczyk. Juszczyk anytime touchdown. No, this is it. This we're taking it in this game.
Well, that's one of my props. So
we have to. Take it. Everyone. We'll all send in bet slips for it.
Juszczyk, I got 13-1. That was like right after the NFC Championship game, so I don't even know what it's at now. I'll just write off that with another prop. Juszczyk 13-1 anytime touchdown. Juszczyk MVP 750-1. 750-1. So you bet $1.50 to win over $1,000. Does he win MVP? It's probably not very likely. But in terms of the touchdown, the last time they played in a Super Bowl, he did have a receiving touchdown. It was about 15 yards, I think. And they got him pretty involved in the NFC Championship. He had 3 or 4 targets. He had that near goal line rush that just ended up short. I think that he's going to be pretty important, and they're going to get him involved if the 49ers want to have some success here.
Realistically, he's not going to win it. But what would he have to do to win Super Bowl MVP? 3 scores? It's got to be 3 scores, right?
I would say if it's a low-scoring game, 2 touchdowns. He would have to account for over 50% of the team scoring, and they would win the game. And it would no one else could account for over 50%.
That would be absolutely crazy. Or if like somebody goes out with an injury on the Niners, and then it's like Juszczyk has like 8 targets out of the backfield or something.
Yeah, honestly. And then I'll throw another one real quick. Deebo Samuel, anytime touchdown, plus 175.
Love it.
Marquez Valdez-Scantling, 35-1 first touchdown.
Wow.
This is the Marquez Valdez-Scantling game. This is one dumb Chiefs receiver comes out in this game. Like one guy who's been annoying all season, hasn't done enough all season, comes out in these Super Bowl games. We saw it in 2020. We saw it last season, and we're going to see it this year too. Marquez Valdez-Scantling is going to be that guy. It was Tony last year. Can't remember in 2020. I had the stats on me, but don't have a monitor here, so not great news. Give me Marquez Valdez-Scantling anytime touchdown and first touchdown, just like the fun ones. I'm riding Juszczyk anytime touchdown. So after all 3 of those donations, I love Debo anytime touchdown too. Love that play. A lot of money's going in on Ayuk, and Ayuk burned me. Ayuk really burned me in that Lions game. He didn't get enough yards. He got the anytime touchdown, but he screwed me on those yards. That pissed me off. So staying away from Brandon Ayuk on that one. This is what I really wanted to get into is heads or tails?
Tails. Every year, tails. Only if you can get plus 100 or better. Do not bet minus 110 on the coin toss. Do not do it.
I've been a tails guy since 2020.
Oh, have you?
Been a tails guy. Big tails guy.
Shout Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't want to chase tail this Super Bowl.
Carter, you love chasing tail, though. You love chasing tail. Deep in your bones, that's who you are.
Justine made the call in. Carter, no, we're chasing tail.
Yeah, and
you're going after heads. Yeah, you're going after chasing head now.
I think it's heads this year.
Never pivot.
It's not. No,
Never
it's
pivot.
not. But
if the Chiefs win, we know the result at the coin toss. If tails hits, Chiefs win. Heads hit, Niners win. That's what it's going to be.
Was that BR betting that told you that? As a little Instagram post?
No, just my brain.
Okay, fair enough.
Because 2020, tails hit, Chiefs won. When they played the Bucks, heads hit. Actually, I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Scratch that. Who knows? But
stick with your gut.
Tails. Tails is my final answer.
Tails never fails.
I feel the same way towards tails as I do as Chiefs in this game. I know I'm going to end up taking tails, but I feel wrong for taking tails. It feels like I'm making the wrong pick. Like I feel like placing a Chiefs bet in this game. I feel like I'm like I know I'm going against the books. I'm going against all the money. Like I'm getting screwed in this game. But I'm still just gonna fall into that trap anyways. So Dylan's right. Tails never fails.
Tails.
2 units on tails. 2 units on tails. Let's do it. I do 2 units every year, except
plus 100.
Well, it was 2 units, 2 units, 10 units, 5 units. Now we're down to 2 units.
There we go. Smart. Did you lose the 5?
1-5, lost 10.
Lost 10.
That was Billie Jean King. That's when I went for it. Billie Jean King, all-time gambling graveyard. Her, Wendell Carter Jr., the Denver Nuggets.
There's some other ones on there. We can pull some up.
I can't say the Miami Hurricanes yet, but they're reaching those levels.
The Denver Nuggets are reaching those levels.
Denver Nuggets, great gambling graveyard. They're done. I'm done with them. After what they did to me this week, Denver Nuggets, you're dead to me.
I got some fun ones to get into.
Tails never fails. Lock it in. Give me some of the fun ones.
All right, so I want to start off saying this. Last year, nailed the octopus like 10-1 or something. I forget what it was. Nailed that with Jalen Hurts. I'm here to tell you, don't bet it this year. Don't bet it this year. It's 14-1 on DraftKings right now. I don't see it hitting this year. Both these teams have too many weapons. Mahomes loves to target every receiver in the book at least twice every game. And the Niners, they can go anywhere they want to with an 2-point conversion.
A little double dip to McCaffrey. A little double dip to McCaffrey.
What scenarios are going to be one?
Yeah, that's my thing is I don't know if anybody even goes for 2 points in this game.
Exactly. This is not.
I think that's a real scenario.
Yeah, last year I was like, Eagles tush push. They get on the 2 or get a penalty and they're on the 1. That's an automatic conversion. That's the one reason I took it for Jalen Hurts. Wouldn't do it this year. I wouldn't do it this year.
This game feels like it's going to have a football score. It's not going to be, a Ravens score where usually Ravens games are like 19-16 or 26-22. They're all scoregamis. This feels like a real football score, this game. 27-24 type
That's
game.
A good transition. If you want to bet no 2-point conversion, that's minus 158. But what I really want to get into is I love this one. Will the final score have occurred in a past Super Bowl? And I did some research on this. So will the score be a score of a past Super Bowl? Yes is plus 410. No is minus 590. Do you want to listen to some of the scores we've had? So the total's like, 47-48 right now. We've had 21-17, 27-10, 27-17, 31-24, 20-17, all these scores. We have had like every score in the book. The only ones that I really feel scared about that aren't on this list, 24-20, 27-20, 21-20. Those are the only 3 I can come up with that could really screw this bet. But there's some in here like 23-20s on there, 31-20s on there, 24-10s on there. I love it. There's only been one Super Bowl to be decided by 1 point back in 1990. That's where we might get screwed. Because if it's a 1-point game, that's only been done once. But I kind of love this bet. Plus 410 for a score that have occurred in the past. There's so many 20s on here.
My brain wouldn't be able to comprehend. I would be sitting there like I wouldn't be able to, like, during the game, I wouldn't know what to root for. I would just at the end of the game be like, oh, I lost $10. Sweet. Yeah. All right, let's move on.
Yeah, but couldn't you? I'm betting it. I love this because there's just so many on there that I could see it being.
Do you guys like squares? I love squares.
I don't pay for them. Like if there's our work is doing a free squares contest, then yeah, that's fun. But and it's to win money. But I would never pay to be in a squares contest.
I do it in Super Bowl. I don't do it any other time usually. It's fun.
Yeah, I'm not mad at it. What numbers do you like? What's your number of choice? If you went on DraftKings right now and bet a square, what are you taking?
I mean, like the fun ones are like, am I going to go 7-7 or 7-0 kind of thing? Like you can go 7-0s. Yours like those are whatever. You want the fun ones? 4-1. 4-1's a great one.
I feel like 4-1's not crazy. 21-14.
You get pretty good odds on 4-1.
I like that. I might have to go bet that.
Yeah, or like 4-4, 24-14. Or
that's
4.
Two safeties. The ref trips Lamar in the end zone twice.
I don't have a lot of crazy, stupid props for this game. I'm scared. It feels like the stars are going to show out in this game. It doesn't feel like it's going to like. Obviously, I did Marquez Valdes-Scantling. That's your long shot stuff or whatever. But I wouldn't go crazy on these irrelevant guys. It seems like the stars are going to show up. The Travis Kelce's, the McCaffreys, the Mahomes, the Pacheco's of the world. Those guys, Debo, those guys I feel like are just going to be in this game nonstop. Kristen Juszczyk.
The Marquez Valdez-Scantlings.
I'm not going to say that.
Okay.
Listen,
right.
Noah Gray 48-1, Justin Watson 35-1 first touchdown, or Marquez Valdez-Scantling. It's going to be a random Chiefs guy. It is going to be a random Chiefs guy.
Can't you do the one thing where you do like either or? Like last year, I think we did Goddard kelce.
We did do that last year. We're going to have to find that this year.
Yeah, we need to find that. Just Pacheco McCaffrey minus 110.
I have another great one here. Here's another plus money one for you guys. Longest yards after catch from a single reception. So longest YAC from a single reception. Rashee Rice is by far the favorite. Debo is plus 610 for that. I love Debo right there. Love it.
Nice
Longest yards after
sweep,
catch from
off.
a single reception. Yeah, jet sweep, screen pass, dump off. You could even do like Pacheco at 12-1 for a screen pass.
What's McCaffrey?
He was like plus 700, I think. He was above Debo. So like a screen
I don't
pass.
hate McCaffrey. He breaks off one tackle.
Pacheco 12-1. He's had like 4 or 5 targets last few games. I don't know. I
Clyde
love Debo,
Edwards.
Though.
Clyde Edwards, a sneaky one. Clyde Edwards, Clyde Edwards 2 receptions is getting played. That's sneaky, one of the best bets in sports right now that no one's talking about. It's like plus 160 every week.
Will he get the snaps this week though? I feel like this is the week where Pacheco plays every single snap.
I think Clyde Edwards. I mean, he's been in the Super Bowl before. I don't think they'll have a problem playing him. They've shown they are willing to play their guys in the biggest moments that shouldn't be in the game. Like Marquez Valdez-Scantling made the biggest. He sealed the deal in the Ravens game. Like he made that big play. Yeah. We saw last year. Sky Moore made the go-ahead touchdown.
Kadarius Toney will be in.
Kadarius Toney will get Mecole Hardman. Isn't he hurt? Somehow he'll still get the ball in this game.
No, he's getting the ball. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Connor, let's talk about your future real quick.
All right. So I had, what did I text? Was it $350 to win off 49ers futures? I think is what it was. And you said save it for the show. Do I hedge or do I just double down and say screw it, ride the Niners? Because right now I had the Niners 13-1 preseason, and then I rebet them, I think week like 14 or 15. And so I legitimately have like $400 of winnings if they win. Do I say let it ride? Chiefs, or just let it ride? Okay. Dylan, Dylan would hedge. Dylan would hedge.
Connor, Monday, you're sitting at home and you're like, man, I can't believe I didn't hedge against Patrick Mahomes in the Super Bowl. Or like, I don't know, as an underdog, you don't even have to lay the juice. You're going to, what, plus 110?
Yeah.
I don't know. I would hedge, but also, $200 right now guaranteed sounds pretty good. So hedging always comes down to personal preference. Do you need the money, or do you have the tolerance to let it ride? Then that's ultimately up to you. But me personally, I would hedge.
So what about mine? I have 10-1 Chiefs wins 100, and then I have something Niners bonus bet. I'll look after the show. I think it's to win 280, I believe.
In that situation, now I am a firm believer in hedging, but still having rooting interest. So in your situation, you can root, right? You let it ride, and you can still root for the 49ers, but you've locked in profit either way because you're a bigger winner to the 49ers.
I like that.
Like
I also want Brian to win a Super Bowl. I've won Dylan a Super Bowl. I rode with him all year. I rode with the Niners all year. I need to get Brian a Super Bowl. And then I need to take some for myself, whether it may be BYU or Duke in March Madness, or maybe I get Jurgen Klopp, a final Premier League title before he goes. Something like that.
Jurgen Klopp sounds like an STD.
Jurgen Klopp.
But yeah, I vote let it ride. I vote
hedge.
You said you like the Niners.
That's true too. You like the Niners. I don't know.
I got 2 more quick long shot props to fire off before we get off here. This might be my favorite one. So there's 2 in this category. It's like the Super Bowl specials or whatever. Christian McCaffrey. Listen to this one. Christian McCaffrey to have 8 or more rushing attempts in a single quarter twice. So 2 of the 4 quarters, he gets 8 rushing attempts. Establish the run early, and if the Niners are leading in the 4th quarter, that's 45-1.
But
and
what
Pacheco?
What will the total rushing attempts be? What's his total rushing attempts line? Like if his
it's
total
18 or 19.
Oh,
So that
but
would be
see,
most of them.
yeah, I don't know.
Well, it's 45-1.
Oh, it's 45-1.
45-1.
Okay, yeah, that. Never mind then. Yeah,
And then
that's
Pacheco,
definitely-
that same bet with Pacheco, 8+ rushing attempts in 2 of the quarters, 80-1.
Those are
I
both
like
good.
scenario.
Those are both good.
I love that.
Same scenario where Chiefs are going to establish the run early. We saw it last week. He had 24 attempts, 8 in the first quarter, and if they're leading in the fourth quarter, they're going to ground and pound with Pacheco 8 in the fourth quarter, or come out and have one of those 9-minute drives out of halftime with Pacheco. I love it. 80-1. Pacheco 8+ rushing attempts in a quarter twice. That's the bet.
Travis Kelce anytime touchdown is going to be the most played bet in this game, correct?
I would think.
I think so.
Do you guys like that? Like
No.
Travis Kelce anytime touchdown?
I don't love it. If it's halftime and he hasn't scored, maybe I'll live bet it.
Now
But
you're
I'm not
talking.
taking it before the game.
Now you're talking. Now
If
you're
I can get
talking.
like 4-1 or something at halftime, give it to me.
Anything else on the Super Bowl?
I'll run through.
Go ahead, Dylan.
I'll just run through my props real quick. I don't have that many more that require an explanation. Number one, MVP to be any position other than quarterback is plus 200. 3 of the last 10 Super Bowl MVPs have been non-quarterbacks, which is 30%. The implied odds of 2-1 is 33%. So it's a little lower than what you'd want. But I do think in the case of the 49ers winning the Super Bowl, it is going to be very easy to make a case for someone other than Brock Purdy to win MVP.
Yep.
So do I think the true odds are 30% of a non-quarterback winning? No. So I like plus 200, any MVP to be any position other than a quarterback. And then I'll rattle these off real quick. Fastest ball carrier.
Oh, I saw
have
this one.
Pacheco plus 475, Ayuk plus 550, and Rashee Rice plus 650. I think I like Rashee Rice the most out of all of those. And I think receivers are just naturally at an advantage because their ability to create separation more so than a running back. But yeah, that's really all I have.
What's Kadarius Toney?
Give me a second. Kadarius Toney is not listed.
How?
I'm telling you, he is going to be inactive for this game. Watch.
Yeah,
If Kadarius Toney is on the board, give me Kadarius Toney.
He's not getting the ball.
Yeah, not on the board. Not seeing him.
Because he might be the fastest guy in this game.
Sam Darnold 500-1.
Look, he is the white lightning, but I don't know.
They just push him into like the field goal post, and that's like the fastest velocity of the game. Shove him into the second row.
What if Sam Darnold somehow comes in this game and wins the Super Bowl?
Niners have a history of quarterbacks getting hurt. So that would be insane. I'm telling you, if he comes in, I'm live betting the Niners just for the story. You have to.
Sam Darnold rushing yards.
Just to say you did it. Last one real quick. One of my favorite of this game. This is crazy to me. The largest lead of the game, under 14.5, is minus 120. No, come on.
I don't know if that's that crazy.
Nobody's going up by 15. Nobody's going up by 15. Come on.
I don't know.
Guys, I don't know.
I like it. I like the game. I like Chiefs tease. Just tease both teams. Chiefs plus 7.5. Niners plus 7.5.
One more I wrote down that I forgot. I love this one. First punt result. Listen to this. No fair catch is minus 300. Fair catch is 235. This is the first punt of the game. Guys are going to be shaking in their boots. They're going to be nervous. They don't want to mess up. They want to make a big play. It's the first punt of the game. They're going to fair catch that.
Does a touchback count as a fair catch?
Ooh,
that's a good
looks.
Okay.
They probably have to catch it.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
You're probably right. Damn, I didn't think about that.
Yeah, because
you're right.
I
it would be a
stay
touchback.
away.
Damn, no, I was so excited. You're right. Good call.
They've probably gotten so many fools on that one.
Oh, sure.
That would have got me in a heartbeat. If I was just, I'm driving through Virginia or something, and I'm scrolling on the app, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, a touch first play to be a touch, bingo, free money,
right?
And then I would have
fair catch,
yeah. I would have been I would have called FanDuel customer service, being like, "Why didn't I get my money?
refund."
Yeah. I'm an idiot, actually.
Reboot me.
Yeah.
Reboot me.
Anything on Taylor Swift before you go? This is your chance.
Dylan.
Anything on her?
Yeah. Anything about Taylor Swift you wanted to bring up about the Super Bowl, or this is your chance?
I'm excited for her album. You gotta stop acting like you don't like it when the cameras are on you. Gotta stop. You're a billionaire. This is the life you signed up for when you decided to start making music. You gotta suck it up.
Right.
You have to.
It's not okay for them to like get tired of it, just like a celebrity in general. Like you knew what you were getting yourself into. Is that kind of the deal right now?
Oh my gosh, yeah. That is an ongoing debate. Yes. If you are a celebrity and people are asking you for pictures and you're appalled at that, buddy, that is what pays your bills. That is what you signed up for when you start doing whatever you're doing.
Dylan loves corporate America, baby.
Yeah. Okay, well then enlighten me, Carter, because that's 100% how it is.
That would be so annoying.
Now, paparazzi and TMZ in your face every day, sure, but you have a little fan coming up to you wanting a picture as you're leaving the hotel? Yeah, that's what you signed up for.
Yeah,
get paid you get paid billions of dollars, millions but technically.
Hers is different though.
Now
it's like 500 people at once. Like it's a safety concern at that point for her.
She's getting mad at the camera showing her. She's not. Well, it's not even people getting pictures.
Networks. They know what they want. These big TV networks. I mean, they're just gonna. That's just how it is.
Would you be annoyed being filmed?
Me?
Yeah.
I would take my shirt off. I would have a time of my life.
But you're not a guy. You're a man. You're not a woman.
Oh well, that's true. I can't. I guess if I was
Dylan,
we're getting Dylan OnlyFans next week.
You can be whatever you want to be, Dylan. Don't let him put you in a box.
Yeah. Next.
Dylan
yeah.
OnlyFans.
Okay.
All he does is show you graphs.
Well, I bet there's a market for that. Phallic shaped graphs.
What kind of vig are they taking on both sides? Minus 120 on each side.
That's stealing. That's stealing.
You go plop down in Circus Sportsbook and you tell me if that's okay. Jeff Benson.
Hey, can we talk? Can we do real quick? I have a basketball thing that's going to get me into basketball. Or Orlando Magic TikTok. The little song. Has anybody seen this? What Orlando Magic? Orlando Magic. Oh, it's awesome. Jagan put me onto that. I'll be a Magic fan. They got the Wagners.
What about Jared McCain's fingernails painted? How do you like that?
Who?
Jared McCain, Duke guy. He has his fingernails painted like Caleb Williams.
What does it say?
He backed it up in the game.
There's purple. I think they were purple, maybe blue.
I painted my nails as a kid. I don't care. It's when they say like F Utah and you get blown out in the Pac-12 championship, then that's what I have a problem with.
Well, he did get hurt at halftime, so
I don't put horns down. Just don't put horns down, or BYU might come get you.
Oh, please, no, Carter, stop! Now we're gonna have to put the explicit tag on this one.
We're gonna have to blur it. We're gonna have to blur it.
There goes SeatGeek. Yep. Thanks for your month of sponsorship.
Yep. I lose my credential at BYU Media now because I did this.
We're gonna clip it off like a mugshot and be like, "Is this you? Can you identify yourself?"
Like, oh, it's a moment of weakness. All right, that's it from us. Make sure to subscribe. Follow us on Twitter at Wilkerson A. Dillon, at Connor_Sparrow, at CarterBA, at KarterKast on all social media. And don't forget, download the SeatGeek app today. Download the app, Apple Store, Google Play, whatever phone you have. It doesn't matter. SeatGeek's everywhere. SeatGeek.com. Use code KarterKast for $20 off your first purchase at SeatGeek. We'll see y'all for the Super Bowl recap show. Rest in peace, football. We'll see y'all next time. Bye.